from Morgan to Iowa. Where's lots of cows? We'll hear your stories. Where's our super host? We're down on the mic. It will be a blast. Backstage Pass. But you're the cat.
I have mentored off and on for lots of different years, but I haven't had the support of a program behind me. At the beginning, when I didn't quite know what I was doing, it was just like, oh, since I have this wealth of knowledge and since I have experience, I'll just tell you what to do. And in the teaching world, we call it like the sit and get. So the mentee could sit there and they could ask a question and I would tell them the answer and they could get that information. So I didn't have these papers or these tools or even like a scope and sequence of how to mentor someone. And so this is the very first year that I've been part of a program that has given me any direction as to how to mentor. And I feel like the tools now that I'm learning about have more interaction and have them picking which aspect they would like to focus on and have me asking them questions so that they can continue this process even when I don't get to mentor them anymore. So it's building their stamina, it's building their questioning techniques, it's building their observation of what they see so that they can continue to grow even when I'm not by their side pointing out this and telling them that.
Well, this gives me joy. You can see how empowered she feels as a mentor. And so you can see she's building those reflective learners from the teachers, because that's what you want to do as a facilitative coach and mentor. You just don't want to tell them what to do. You actually have those reflective conversations and that learning comes, the growth comes, and that's exactly you see in her words there.
Yeah, it's making me reflect on my own career and being asked to be a mentor when I was in Portland schools and special education. And it was just go do it. There wasn't a system. It was like you were just seen as somebody who could go work with people. And so therefore it would just be fine. I just remember being kind of lost in that and just making it up, right? And trying to form relationships, but not helping people actually learn by doing. It was more the sit and get, and let's talk about what your day was like and how are you going to get through, the next couple of weeks. So it's just great to see somebody go through that trajectory with a program behind them. Yeah.
I kind of see it from both sides. It reminds me of the green van. And the green van for me was my place of escape. I started teaching in 6th grade. So I would go on my breaks to the green van, and the green van became sort of like my mentor.
This sounds spooky.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of
I wanted to escape.
time.
Yeah, I did. But what it really makes me reflect on is my student teaching, because you have that teacher in the classroom. And I don't think we oftentimes think back on if it was important then, how much more important would it be? And all of the things that you do as a new teacher.
We partnered with a New Teacher Center, who are nationally known for their work around mentoring and coaching. Mm-hmm. Now that the mentors have gotten introduced to all the tools, now it's going to be that one deeper level of just peer-to-peer coaching, observing, infield coaching, and all those going deeper.
So on these days, I try to make sure I have something to eat that's not going to be too messy and doesn't have to be heated up. But ideally, I get to sit down and eat with my mentees. Since I visit a lot of different schools, even though I am fairly familiar with it, I always try to make sure that I know where I'm going in between. My first weeks as a teacher, I didn't even have any curriculum. And so I really depended on the other music teachers in our district to give me advice as to what to do. One of the things I was sharing with the new teacher, there's a continuum of first-year teachers of you get really excited at first and then you get in there, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm a little overwhelmed. And then like, oh, teaching's not what I thought it was. And then all of a sudden like, okay, I've had winter break, things are gonna be okay. And I'm kind of getting excited for next year and I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do next year. And that's very common for all first-year teachers. And that's exactly what one of my mentees was saying just today. And I brought up the chart and she was like, yeah, that's exactly it. For me to be able to show her data that she's not alone, that's something that I couldn't do before because I didn't have those resources at my fingertips. And now I do.
That's exactly what they feel. They come from getting their first degree or they're in the license program and they're just so looking forward to it and coming out, make all these changes, I'll teach and I'll be amazing. And then reality hits you. Then you realize, oh my gosh, all these things I gotta do. I gotta do grading, I gotta do testing, I gotta do classroom management. And they get overwhelmed. And our program actually supports at least for the first 2 years, if not longer, so that they know, okay, I can finish the school year and then I have someone to look forward to in next year. So that's what exactly the chart she was talking about.
I think the benefits of having a mentor is that mentor can kind of walk you through those ups and downs and kind of name them for you. And it gives you that sense of hope and support versus a new teacher. You're both just kind of talking about your woes and you're overwhelmed, but you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
And you mentioned something about having other mentees, other new teachers, right? Mm-hmm. Because then that's, like, okay, I'm not alone in this. And you can vent, you can encourage each other or feel really frustrated together, but there's another person who's feeling the same way. And that's what we try also to do, like, let's have also the mentees together so they can form that network and that trust and that community.
Yeah, you just can't have them alone. You can't just have the mentees, though. They need somebody to kind of direct and guide with those feelings and thoughts that they're going through.
Yeah.
So,
At the beginning, when I asked about how were they doing and did they want some help, they were like, I think I'm doing okay, but I don't really want to add anything on top of this. Like, I'm kind of overwhelmed, and so we're good for now. But now they're asking for more suggestions and looking as to how they can take the next steps for that growth.
When you have tools, you can show people the way or how to do something. And as a new teacher, I just remember not knowing how to do or how to navigate through certain things, whether that was emotional, mental, or just the work itself.
The high leverage tools that she mentioned, those actually give that safe space for both the mentor and the mentee to have the conversation. So they're actually collaborating, looking at the objective data, and then the mentee is actually looking at those. Did I do all those? And they will actually come to their own conclusion. Here's what I did well. Here's I could actually work on some more. Really doing that self-growth and self-reflection as they do their own growth together. So we have, altogether we have 51 mentors. We have also 2 food reviews mentors that are ESD, and they're providing the mentoring to 5 different districts. So one of the things when we asked the mentors about the barriers this year, time was of course one big one. We can provide the high quality professional learning. We can provide the space for folks to come and collaborate and learn with each other and from each other. But what is not in our control is that protected time for the mentors, and that's really where the partnership with our district leaders come in place.
There's a moment where you are full and you can't take on another thing because of the program and the structures and the tools that she is saying are so important to her, that they actually see it not as an extra, it's a support. And at first it's like, I can't do another meeting here because I'm overwhelmed. And then it moves to, this actually is helping me be better and I want it. And that takes relationships, but also takes a system and tools.
Being a teacher is about sharing knowledge, and it doesn't matter the age of the students. So even though my mentees aren't my students, I still get to share information that I've gathered and I've learned. It's fun to be able to talk about adult things and see it through adult eyes. And even though I'm their mentor and they're my mentees, I still get a lot from the program too. So that's kind of fun to be able to be in a professional community where they bring extra life.
Learning is ongoing, especially in our field, which I think is what's so awesome about being an educator and being in education. Like, being a mentor means you're always refreshed.
I think one of the things I'm taking away is I remember when I got the epiphany that learning is a reward. Mm-hmm. When you can actually remove all of the barriers, all of the worries, all of the I don't know hows, but when you start to get things, it becomes a reward. Learning and being a part of someone's learning process is really, really rewarding.
What an amazing example, I think, of the power of a regionalized approach is highlighting a music teacher. Talk about a group of people who always feel ignored by a district because they're singletons mostly, right? And there isn't like a central office music position that's going to coordinate professional learning or the networks. They're difficult because they're few and they don't have the level of support.
But that's the beauty of what we're providing in the training. These high leverage tools and the framework actually can be used for all, all
Yes.
teachers.
When you tell stories like that, it sort of brings people to a place of, this is why I do what I'm doing. When you start telling those stories about how it's impactful and how you're actually being impactful, how it's helping educators, moving down to helping students being successful, hearing those stories, hearing the mentees talk about how it really helped them, and if they didn't have this mentor, they don't know if they would still be a teacher. Those are the type of things that keep us going. This is the why we go through all of those hard things and bumps and challenges in the road.
So what's next? What's the future for the mentoring program here at Northwest Regional?
The product that we are providing for educators, we're ensuring that it's going to move the needle, the academic needle for students, and whether that's climate and culture, whether that's belonging, whether that's academics. How do we bridge the two with our coaching, our mentoring, and creating sort of this pathway of success?
You guys have just done unbelievable work. I mean, honestly, for something to be this well-oiled and functional, and of course there are bumps in the road and all the stuff. I don't want to minimize the effort, but to have something regionally stood up at this level in such a short period of time is just an absolute testament to you guys and the work that you do, and to the mentors. You mentioned Hibak,
Danny, yes,
right, who are doing such a wonderful job establishing a really high quality program for our districts.
and that ongoing building that relationship with everybody, that trust and relationship, that's just so needed.
Well, awesome job. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. I would not like seeing myself in the camera.